Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Dr. Cush here. We are still in prep mode for Tiki Oasis. So, here's the deal. I am currently in a state of being somewhat sick. So I am fighting this with one of the greatest inventions probably ever, the antibiotic. The problem, of course, with antibiotics is you cannot drink on them, and I'm going into the biggest drinking weekend on earth, Tiki Oasis. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how we do. So today, instead of making a cocktail, getting ready for Tiki Oasis, we're gonna get into sort of the minutia. And everybody loves minutia. So we are going to make a proper berry syrup. That's what we're prepping for. We're going to bring some of this berry syrup along with us to Tiki Oasis, see what everybody can do with it. Hopefully it works out. That's the plan. That's as much of the plan as I have currently. So let's see how we do, and let's see how everybody else is doing. Shawnee Panda Baker, good evening. To you, Shawnee Panda Baker, Bon finally got her suitcase down. I haven't even begun that process. Still trying to get the rest of my life sort of figured out. Trying to get the rest of my life into its own little suitcase so then I can see what I need to have. And then that stuff will then go with me to Tiki Oasis, which starts this... Did you guys know it starts this weekend? Boy, they should send you alerts or something. I would have been much more prepared if I can. Hopefully Doc's feeling better. Doc's feeling a little better. They got him on a couple medicines. And honestly, just got to make it through this weekend. And then it turns out I got to make it through a few, I got to make it through the rest of my life after that. So we're going to, what do they say? Day by day. Day by day, I believe they say. As the sands through the hourglass go, this is the day of my life. Yes, and please muddle that like button if you can. Tim, send me cartoons. Thank you, Tim, for all the cartoons. I love the cartoons. The Mai Tais have been made, though, so I guess you deserve to send cartoons. Love a cartoon. Let's see if we can decipher these. Looks like Cookie Monster right here, and then some sort of orange guy, and then a slug. So eat cookies, close one eye, and go to sleep. Go real slow. Maybe that's what he's saying. There we go. Perfect choice. Tim, DCW Clark, winner of the 2023 Cush Tucky Derby, is in the house. Roger G, happy Tiki Tuesday to you as well, my friend. Moose. Moose is here. Hi, Skult. Skult. Hi, Skult. Hi, Skult. My real name is Scott. I don't know if that's how you pronounce Scott in Mooseland, Norway, I believe. Skult. It's pretty good. It's almost there. Let's see. Oh yeah, Bon, of course, winner of the 2025 Cush Tucky Derby. We've never had a show where all four Cush Tucky Derby winners are. Grant 22, DC 23, the husbands 24, and Bon 25. One day we will have them all come back. I imagine it won't be until the next Cush Tucky Derby because everybody's got to keep their horses going. Let's see who else we got in here. We did I already say DC? Yeah, of course. We've been talking about DC. Amy Beer is here. Good evening. Burning up at my parents' house in Phoenix. That's what you do in Phoenix. What are you gonna tot? It's the whole point about Phoenix. I mean, that's why I think they built Phoenix where they built it. Somebody said, "Gosh, I need to sweat some of this stuff out. Let's go down to Phoenix." Howdy to y'all. What I missed? You haven't missed anything yet, Dougie G. We're all here. Cheers to you, Tiki Court. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Neck deep in TOSD packing. Yeah, good for you. I have not even begun. We are still making stuff. That's my mom right there. Paul Bellamaro, how's Doc feeling? Feeling a little better. Feeling a little better. Not great. Not tip top. Medium top. Medium middle. There we go. Hey-o, Davey Virtue, our 2,000 subscriber. We are at 2,391 for all of those that are looking. Yeah, Mooseland. I believe the other name for Mooseland is Norway, but I can't be positive. Captain Jack and Coke is here. Good to see you, Captain. Always a pleasure, my friend. Never a chore. And I think that's everybody. Just one day away, driving San Diego on Thursday morning. That's what we're doing too. So my goodness, we got a lot to do. Okay. For years and years on this show, I have let you know that simple syrup is the simplest of all the syrups. It is so simple to make simple syrup, and it is truly a very simple thing to do. Absolutely. And then recently I've had my eyes opened about it. Back in the bar days, back in my old bar days, we didn't make simple syrup as simply as I thought, or we didn't make as simply as I've been proselytizing for some time. We put a little time into our simple syrups, especially our flavored simple syrups. And there are different types of flavored simple syrups, all having different, what do we call this? Processes. So we're going to get into some. Berry simple syrup today. Now I've pre-prepped for this show, and that sounds crazy. Can I get a quick cheer for that? A little pre-prep, so we don't have to sit around and watch sugar melt. In the meanwhile, let's get into it. We're going to be making a strawberry simple syrup. Technically, we're going to be making a strawberry rich simple syrup because we're going to be doing 2-to-1 water to sugar. But the water doesn't come into it until way later. Way later. So let's start over here. Let's find our Driscolls. These are strawberries. As with ice, as with a lot of things that are solid in the cocktail world, we want to increase all of our we're whooping all over the place. This is Shawnee Panabaker over on Instagram. If you're not following Sean.P89 over on Instagram, you're a fool. You are an absolute buffoon. Get over there. Follow this guy. He's making all kinds of great drinks. Making a drink a day, at least. Sometimes 2 drinks a day. Always interesting. Always interesting. So follow that Shawnee P, please. I don't know how much we're going to make. Let's just grab the good-looking red ones. We're just going to grab all the good-looking red ones. And we are going to... Oh, cheer for prep. Oh, I see. Thank you. Yes. I've done it. Okay, we're going to take all of the good-looking red ones, and we are just going to increase the surface area. By increasing the surface area, what I mean is we're just going to slice these into thin little strips like this. That way, it's not just the surface area around the outside of the strawberry, but it's all of that good stuff on the middle as well. More surface area equals more places for the sugar to interact. More sugar interacting means more oleosaccharum. Oleosaccharum is the key to great tasting syrups. There are other ways to make simple syrups, and I have proselytized those for a long time on this show, but this show is about learning. It is, I called it a class for a long time until my producer said, stop doing that. You're not doing a class, you're doing a show. But I still consider it a class, and who better to learn from than all of your past mistakes. So I'm going to take these guys, we're just going to sort of slice them here, so we have a lot of stuff going here. I used to recommend, if you want to make any simple syrup, and this still works. It doesn't mean this doesn't work. Still works. You take some simple syrup, you get it nice and hot, and then you steep basically anything into your simple syrup, and from there you will start to extract flavors. You'll start to extract flavors by using heat. It's a very quick way to make simple syrup, any kind of flavored simple syrup. The problem always with that way of making simple syrup is that heat affects things. I, if I could, would just take a steak and bite it right off of the cow. I like my steaks incredibly rare. One of my very favorite things, incredibly rare steak. I love it. However, that just tastes like, terrified cow. You don't want to taste terrified cow. So what do? We heat it, and we change the flavor. The outside of the steak tastes a lot different than the inside of the steak. The inside of the steak tastes like the meat. The outside tastes like the grill. adding that grill and all of those spices and all of the whatever, the butters and all that thing. That's what you need, right? Cool. Same thing with simple syrups. If you are going to start heating up your raspberries, your strawberries, your blueberries, your boysenberries, your schnozberries, even if the schnozberries are tasting like schnozberries when you start, the schnozberries after the heat will, of course, some of the enzymes will break down and you will get a different flavor. So what if we want our strawberries and our schnozberries and our flongberries and our wingberries to taste exactly like they are? Well, we can have no heat then added. All right, well then how the heck are we going to get all this flavor out? Well, there's something. There is something. Don't worry about what that something is. I'm going to tell you about it. We're going to go ahead and measure these out. See, can you guys see that this is a scale and what the scale says? Boop. And you can't see what the scale says. Just trust me on what the scale says. Just, please. Have I lied to you before? Yeah, I've lied to you before. A couple times. Probably many times. I've probably lied to you a lot. But trust me on this one. I'll tell you exactly what this says. We're going to go ahead and we're going to weigh out, or we're going to tear this. Boop. And we are then going to put our strawberries in. We're going to get 121.5 grams. That's a great starting place. 121.5 grams. You don't need to start there. However you want to start it. And we're going to take one of these guys. This is a mason jar. These are great because of the big fat mouth on them. Normally, big fat mouths drive people crazy. This one, it's exactly what you want. Big fat mouth right there. Excellent. Then, keep that there, but put this away. What we want to do is we want to get equal parts. Now, DC Debbie Clark is saying, raw meat, I vote no. DC Debbie Clark, if you ever get a chance, you got to go to a place. It's a magical place. It's from books. Anytime you're reading like a book about fantasy, it takes place in this place. It's called Germany. It's great. Love Germany. Ich habe geliebt in einer kleinen Stadt am Zentrum von Deutschland. Nordhausen, 2 Stunden Süd von Hannover und 2 Stunden Ost von Berlin. All my German. I used to live in a little town in Germany called Nordhausen. It's right next to Werther. It's about 2 hours south of Hanover and about 3 hours east of Berlin. It's a lovely place, very fairy tale-like. They have this stuff called gehacktes, not cactus, which I thought it was when they said I thought they were making fun of me. They said, Scott, come in here. We are having gehacktes. And I thought, oh, you're making like the meal of my home, which of course is Phoenix, Arizona. I come from Phoenix, Arizona. And what do we have there? Cactus. Cactuses. All over the place. Cacti. As far as the eye can see, we had cacti. Anyway, it's butchered. It's a cow that has been unalived that morning, sliced into teeny tiny bits. I'm going to eat those raw. Best meal I've ever had in my entire life. I ate it with a guy named Helmut, and I ate it with a guy named Heinz, and I ate it with a grandma named Uta. I think that's the story. Anyway, love raw meat. But raw meat has a different flavor than cooked meat. Now what we want to do is we want to match equal parts, 1 to 1, but not by size, but by weight, which is why we bring in this little scale here. We want to do that in the with some sugar. Same thing when we talk about making pseudo juices, oleosaccharides, all that stuff. We want to get that sugar in there, and it does something called masticate. Masticate. I've been learning all about mastication recently. Mastication. Mastication, I thought was chewing. Actually, what mastication is it's breaking down what is there. And because strawberries, blueberries, all the berries, I won't do all the berries again. I think we all know the berries. All the berries have sort of thin walls surrounding all of their oils and their juices. They're, if you think about it, they're just like little tiny bubbles inside. And they have all the juices in them. The sugar gets in there and starts to break all of that down. That's how we start to get things like oleosaccharum, oleocitrate, all of that stuff. So we're going to grab our today's sponsor. We're sponsored by C&H. I wish we were sponsored by CNA. I would love to have a sugar sponsor. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn this on again. We're going to tare it. And we're going to put exactly the same amount of weight as we had. 121.5 grams of sugar. Let's do it on this one. 121.5 grams of sugar. Slowly pour. 105. Now we got to go slow, boys. 108. 117. Oh, 120. 120. Oh, 121.5. Right around there. Anyway. All right. Oh, Alan is here. Amy and I made lemon, lime, and orange pseudo juice last night. Wow, they are good. Absolutely one of the bar changers. If you find a way to get pseudo juice into your life, I really think that your life as a home bartender will be much better. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to take this. We're just going to pour this guy right into here. It seems like it's a lot of sugar. The sugar should cover most of the berries. Seems like an awful night. What? Howdy at a stoplight. Oh, hi, Amy. Seems like an awful lot of sugar. Put this away. Put it over there. Running out of space on the bar. Look how much sugar that is. So much sugar. It seems like I've made a mistake. Like my calculations are wrong. Maybe I switched from ounces to grams, grams back to ounces. They don't work like that. But that is an awful lot of sugar. We're going to let that sit. So all this is doing at this point is the sugar is getting into the little capillaries that live inside of the strawberry, and it is breaking them up. It is dissolving that down, and it is popping open all of that good juice. It's sort of taking it and it's absorbing it. So now you have a beautiful like sugar mixture. The problem with a lot of simple syrups is this is a good little rule of thumb, we don't want to flavor the water. All right, we don't want to flavor the water. We want to water the flavor. So we got to find a way to make the flavor be the main part and then add water to that in order to keep all of that flavor ready to go. Now, if we wanted to, we probably could. Probably pop a painkiller or two, and we could sit here and we could watch all of this sugar melt. However, remember earlier, old Cush did some prep. This is just about, you know what, it's almost exactly double the amount that we did. All I did today was maybe shake this a couple times and stir it a couple times, and this is 100% just the sugar and the oils from the strawberry. Look at how wonderfully, I mean, there, you can see there's a little sugar in there still, but for the most part, it has absorbed the whole thing. If you give it a stir, all of that sugar will come off of the bottom. Give it a little stir. Just get that sort of off the bottom there so that all the sugar is incorporated into this mix. Now, if you're crazy, it's freaking delicious. If you're crazy, you can just use this. This is just strawberry oleosaccharum. That's all that is to it. It's an incredibly big strawberry flavor. It's got all, it doesn't taste heated because it wasn't heated. It doesn't taste like steak because there's no way to make any of this taste like steak if you're worried about it. But it has all of those big strawberry flavors. But we want a syrup. Syrup is sugar plus water. So I know that I had exactly, and I didn't mean to do this, exactly 250 grams of some of the sugar that I went in here. 250 grams of strawberry, 250 grams of sugar. So that means that I have about half of a cup of water to put in here. That's rough translation. That's about what it is. Oh, Cyrus is back. I know why Cyrus is here. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Cyrus, hello, cushions. Let's do what we got.
Tiki 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 taka taka ta tiki tiki nueve ratatata.
And one more. Yippee! There we go. Good to see you, Cyrus. Always a pleasure, my friend. Never a chore. Glad to have you. We got a little water right here. We want to put in half of a cup. So what you want is half. You can do it by weight. Obviously, I just usually do it by the cups. I measure how much sugar goes into a cup. And we're going to go ahead and put in half of a cup of our of just some water. Where's my cups? It's on that side. So go ahead and pour in half of a cup right there. We're going to pour this in. So now, instead of flavoring our water, making the water start to extract all of the flavor with the heat, we have made the flavor separately and added water into this. That is the ideal way to make berry syrups. I think technically pineapples are berries. I always forget what the weird ones are. Is a tomato a berry? Lots of different berries. Anyway, anything that is a berry that can be made like this, anything that's a fruit, anything that will break down with oleosaccharum, you can make it like this. So instead of making lime syrup, take the peels of that lime, throw it in there, pull all that stuff out, and then add what you need. Okay, we don't want this these strawberries in there, but before we go too deep, we do want some of the strawberry to come out. So we're just going to take our muddler, we're going to go through and just mash them up, just break them up a little bit, just get a little bit more of that flavor out. But in fact, most of the flavor at this point has been pulled out by that sugar solution. So we're just going to break this up a touch. You don't want to blend it. We don't need chunks of this. We want this to still flow like a syrup. So just minor breaking up of all these little strawberries. So they're still basically in their full form. That way we can absolutely start pulling them out of there. Then, and only then, do we do a transfer. If you want to keep a couple pieces of strawberry in here so you remember what kind of drink it is, that's great. I think the syrup will last for about as long as the strawberry does. There it is. I think so it's not like adding a strawberry in there is going to make it go bad any faster. We've also put, since we put 2-to-1 water to juice in here, we do have a longer lasting version of this simple. So let's pour this through. Oh, this is a coffee filter. You guys all know what this is. This is our old friend Coffee Filtery. That's his Pee-wee name. And we're just going to pour this through and get all of this dripping. Now, another great thing about this particular way to make it is if you heat up things like raspberries, heat up things like strawberries, you start to get that, I always call it, it's like a scum that sits on the top. It's like the scum or the like bubbles that sit right there on the top, which clogs up your, really sort of makes your juice like less clarified. I think it was pretty clear. Pretty clear. We could put it through one more filter if we wanted to. We wanted it extra clear. All this is because we just did that muddling. We have a bit more of the strawberry, like the solids. I do want to say real quick, Kyle, the way that your hashtag just came on my thing, it stopped it after the S and then started a new line at the C. So it does look a little odd. Oh, what's up, Utopia? Good to see you. G-E-T-U. Good G-E-T-U. All right, we just want all of that liquid. So we're going to lightly press this through. We want as much of that good strawberry as we can to get in there. Excellent. Do a little adjusting here. There's a little bit that's stuck there. And there we go. We have beautiful, put that there. Is that going to distract everybody? Yeah, of course it is. What it's meant for. Put it over here instead. Put it right here so it doesn't distract anybody but me. This right here is beautiful strawberry simple syrup made from strawberry oleo. Not from heating the strawberry, not from breaking them down from heat. All we were doing, putting that sugar, the only ingredient that we really want in there is sugar. We want strawberry and we want water. And that is all that is in here. No heat, no nothing. That's that. So if we look over here, we can see that from this comes this. Incredibly simple way to do this. You can have these going for a while. Now, one last piece of advice that I would give to you, I'm not going to lie. If you're coming to my seminar, these are a piece of advice that I'm giving. I'm not giving out extra advice, or I'm prepping for Tiki Oasis. I would take just a little bit of vodka, a little bit of rum if you're mostly doing tiki drinks. For how many cups do we have in here? We got about a cup and a half there. For about a cup and a half, maybe a tablespoon of vodka right there. Maybe a touch more of a tablespoon right there. That's that vodka, any kind of alcohol really, prohibits things from growing. And so if you, let's use this one. So if you have any worry that you are going to be having anything growing in here, and you should, it's full-on strawberry. If you're having anything, you're worried about anything growing in there, just a little bit of vodka, I think, is a great way to do it. If you have it, even better will be something like Everclear. Everclear is a very high proof, neutral grain spirit. It is they make it to get up to like 160, and then they add just enough water to bring it down to, is that right? No, they don't add any water to Everclear. 190. It's 190 proof, so 95% alcohol. Just a little bit of that. Everclear should not have a flavor. Of course, Everclear, if you drink it straight, absolutely has a flavor. It's regret. It's self-loathing. Those are the flavors that you're going for, but those aren't one of the 5 base flavors that we're going for in most drinks. Self-hatred and doubt and fear. We don't want those in our drinks. So just a little bit of that should do. You can put in half of the amount of the Everclear as you do with the vodka. But that's that. I'm going to go ahead and drink some of this. Since I can't drink alcohol, and there's only a little bit of vodka, I think that counts. I don't know what antibiotics the rules are, but just a little bit of vodka, a tablespoon in a whole cup and a half shouldn't do me much harm. Amy Nordstrom has used Everclear to make their limoncello. Yeah, limoncello is a great way to do it. And same basic idea. If you're making limoncello, instead of heating up the lemons or using all that lemon juice, just extract all of the flavors using citric acid, malic acid, but especially sugar, and you should get all of these great flavors out. It is pretty clear. I mean, I can see, let's see my little hand back here. You can see what's going on. Hello. No. You can see what's going on. Not a lot of the scum, the bubbles that make this thing cloudy, much less cloudy. Oh my God. I mean, what did I expect? It's all strawberries and sugar, and it tastes like, and get this, strawberries and sugar. That's all it should taste like. It all should only taste like strawberries and sugar. Now, if you then, I think tomorrow we're gonna make some basil syrup. A little spoiler alert. Make some basil syrup tomorrow because I still won't be able to drink. Make a little basil syrup tomorrow, and we will mix these two together. Hopefully, we'll be able to make a basil fizzy thing, and we'll go from there. I think they were called candy buttons. Oh, sorry, didn't read the earlier one. Who said that? Roger G. Roger, what was your last little comment? I want to read the whole thing. All right, you might have gotten the real one, Sean. Every year, with rumor acid being handed out somewhere instead of candy. That would be great. Honestly, people were just like running around, handing out free drugs. Now, don't do it to kids. But come on. Free drugs? I'm in. I think they were called candy buttons. If you were far enough south to escape Necco wafers. I don't think I was far enough south. I had Necco wafers. Might have escaped the buttons too. I think they were made by the same people. Delicious. Yes, all this stuff would be certainly great on pancakes, ice cream. If you're going to do it on pancakes and ice cream, though, maybe don't add the water. This has definitely made it so that it will incorporate into cocktails much better. If you don't add the water and you just filter out the whole thing, you're going to get a big, strong shot of strawberry, and it should sort of ooze and goop. If you wanted to, one more thing, if you want to get this going, take this stuff. Once you've already taken out the strawberries and everything, then put it over a little heat. All the water from the strawberry will start to evaporate, and you will start to get a much thicker material, which would be really good on to drizzle over cold things. That's what I got. It took me half an hour. I have 25 mysteries of the home bartender that I'm doing for my Sunday seminar. If you are planning on watching it, you can watch it right here on YouTube, unless you are Lori Johnson Bendy. And then if you are that person is watching over on Facebook. But I think Lori will be at the thing, so I don't really have to talk to Lori. I'm talking to all the people watching on Facebook currently. We won't be going live from Facebook. We will only be going live from YouTube. That will be at noon Pacific time on Sunday. Tune in. I have 25 mysteries. So for you guys, we will now have 24 mysteries, because I just solved one of the mysteries for you. This is basically what we're doing. But 25 mysteries. It took me 30 minutes to get through this one right now. So we'll see if I have any time to get through all 25. It'll be a race against time for sure. That's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for showing up to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. If you do not already have tickets to Tiki Oasis and you're planning on it, you still got plenty of time. Plenty of time. It's a matter of getting a hotel at this point and the rest of it. But I do think that there are still a couple tickets left for my seminar if you want to come see it live. Even if you don't have tickets to Tiki Oasis, you can come sit and watch my seminar. Beyond that, I will see a lot of you in San Diego. Thank you to everybody that has donated to the cause. It really has made this much easier. Thank you for everybody that watches the show. And I will see you guys tomorrow, where we'll be doing one more show, just a reminder show, basically, that we will then be doing a show on Saturday live from a room party at Tiki Oasis, and then Sunday we will be ready to go. Alan, Cush got here late. How are you feeling? Feeling okay. The antibiotics seem to have started to take root. I'm feeling somewhat bored at night because, of course, you can't drink on antibiotics, and my goodness, what better cure for boredom than cocktail or two. But I can deal with a little boredom as long as I don't pass out and die. I think that would be the ultimate boredom. Passing out and dying, you're super bored there. Can't take your phone with you. I can't play Monster Hunter anymore. That was my favorite game. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much for showing up, Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. We have made some strawberry Oleo simple syrup, and how about we see each other tomorrow? That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do one more cheering. They're in the same place, but on different 240 travel. Thank you guys so much for showing up, Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Again, I am Dr. Cush, and I will see you tomorrow. And then we have our big room show on Saturday. There's been a lot of work that has gone into the room show on Saturday. I think it'll be, I don't even know what's happening on the room show on Saturday, so I think a lot's going into that. Definitely tune in. And until then, thank you so much for showing up, and I will see you guys tomorrow. As we always do, we like to sign off by asking the question,
are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
Once we find him, we like to say,
bye!
Goodbye, everybody.